What immediately tells you someone is a trashy parent? My friend Ben had the coolest dad ever. At least that's what we thought when we were 10. While my parents made me eat vegetables and go to bed at 9, Ben's dad Greg let us cuss, bought us Monster energy drinks, and didn't care if we played Call of Duty until midnight. He'd high-five us when we said bad words and call us his little soldiers. All the kids begged to hang out at Ben's house because Greg treated us like adults. He'd order pizza for dinner every night and let us drink soda instead of water. When my mom asked about homework, Greg would laugh and say, "Life's the real education, not some boring books." The warning signs were there, but we were too young to see them. For Ben's 10th birthday, Greg decided to throw the most epic sleepover ever. He rented a hotel suite downtown, saying the house wasn't big enough for a real party. 6 of us packed our sleeping bags, thinking we'd hit the jackpot. The suite had 2 huge beds, a balcony overlooking the city, and a mini fridge that Greg had stuffed with every energy drink and soda you could imagine. Candy covered every surface like some twisted Halloween dream. Room service menus were scattered around with a note that said, "Order whatever you want, boys. Tonight we feast like kings." At first, it felt incredible. We jumped on beds, ate candy until our stomachs hurt, and ordered $50 worth of chicken wings and fries. Greg kept saying, "This is how real men celebrate," while chugging beer after beer. Then around 10 at night, things got weird. Greg pulled out 3 BB guns from his duffel bag, the kind that looked exactly like real pistols. He lined up empty soda cans on the balcony railing and announced, "Time for target practice, soldiers. Every man needs to know how to aim." 2 kids immediately said they wanted to call their parents. Greg rolled his eyes and said, "Don't be babies. Your dads would be proud to see you learning real skills." He handed out the guns like they were toys, showing us how to load the plastic pellets. The balcony was only on the 3rd floor, but cars were driving below us. When Jake asked if we should aim somewhere else, Greg just laughed and said, "What's the worst that could happen? A little plastic never hurt anybody." By 11, Greg was completely drunk. He kept stumbling around, knocking over our candy stash and slurring his words. Then he announced he was going downstairs to meet some friends at the hotel bar. "You boys keep practicing," he said, tossing the room key on the dresser. "I'll be back in a few hours. Try not to burn the place down." He laughed like this was the funniest joke ever and stumbled out the door. So there we were, 6 10-year-olds alone in a hotel room with BB guns, a wide-open balcony door, and enough sugar in our systems to power a small city. For about an hour, we felt like the luckiest kids alive. We shot at cans, ordered more room service, and jumped between the beds like we owned the world. Then disaster struck. Tommy tried to leap from one bed to the other while holding a BB gun. He missed the landing completely and cracked his head against the sharp corner of the nightstand. Blood started pouring down his face immediately. He was crying and screaming, and none of us knew what to do. Jake tried calling Greg's phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Blood was getting all over the white hotel sheets, and Tommy looked like he might pass out. Finally, Ben called the front desk, sobbing into the phone that his friend was hurt and bleeding everywhere. The hotel staff rushed up with first aid supplies. An ambulance arrived 10 minutes later. Soon the room was full of paramedics, hotel managers, and very angry parents who'd been called by the hospital. They found Greg at the hotel bar, completely wasted and laughing with strangers like nothing was wrong. When security brought him upstairs, he looked at Tommy getting stitches and said, "Boys will be boys, right? He'll have a cool scar." Tommy's mom was screaming at Greg while her son got loaded into an ambulance. The other parents were calling lawyers and taking pictures of the BB guns scattered around the room. Within a week, child services showed up at Ben's house. Apparently this wasn't Greg's first incident of what they called reckless endangerment. Ben had to move in with his grandparents while Greg went to court-ordered parenting classes.